Ladies and gents, hello, and welcome to the last first stage PvP.1, well, to the last PvP.1 fight in this first stage. So after this fight, we'll move ahead to the final stage. And this match is all about qualification between BRITS and BT. So let's have a quick look about those loadouts, even though I'm pretty sure. Yep. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, so BT have 2 Belpools full carronade and a surprise in long or medium, as Brits have an Essex carronade, a Trink with longs, and a carronade Cerberus. So yeah, they adapted a bit their loadouts. It's not exactly the same loadouts as we've seen most, which is probably because they updated their composition with the time update. So for those of you who don't know yet, time has changed. We have 1 hour matches now, more or less, and the end of the match is 30 minutes remaining on the timer, meaning this timer over here. Okay, so what's... Okay, they're really going through here. Oh god, that's gonna be nasty. Okay, so those teams want to fight straight on. And Hadar, in his surprise, is very close to that Essex, so it's gonna be a tough fight. It is going to be a tough fight anyway. You've heard it probably, as I said, that this is the final match of the first stage, and who wins that fight will be the last qualified. This is really messy. A lot less focus than in other matches. A lot of 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1, it seems. Though this surprise is quite in a bad situation when you think about it. Having this Essex on her left side and Trincomalee getting on her right side. So yeah. Hadar managed to get out of the way of those two very hard-hitting ships, but only to find himself stuck by Augustus Charles Cerberus. So yeah, it's a very nice play in this beginning of match for the Brits, who are playing really aggressively. I can see both Renommé, Belle Poules, sorry, have their front sails, so that means that Alchemist probably repaired his. I can't remember if it was him that lost. I'm guessing it was, because he's at 99% sales, but nothing is sure. So there they go, those Belle Poules. Yeah, that's how you do it. You just get really up close, and part of those cannons can't hit. And if I'm not wrong, he's in, yeah, he's using mediums, longs, sorry. So he will definitely do a lot less damage to those Belle Poules. But Sir Henry de Montfort stays with his friend, lets the surprise go, and focuses on helping General Pa, which is quite a good move when you think about it, because without his help, this Trincomalee will not be able to survive. He won't be able to recharge fast, because both of his broadside will have to fire, or he'll have to choose and fire only one broadside at a time and do half the damage. Well, not completely half, in fact, but will do less damage, while those Belle Poules will completely shred him. So it's a complicated situation here. He's really stuck, and he's trying to stop, it seems. Well, not totally. Some of his sails are down. What is he trying to do? None of them seem to be... Oh, he's gonna cut off. That's a good plan. And there goes his boss sprite. So yeah, I thought he was gonna get this front sail of this Belle Poule, but it seems General Pice took really a lot of damage here. He's in really a very bad situation. Though what Brits just did was very nice, trying to counter BT's tactic. Those two teams are, in my opinion, have both a similar kind of level. I'm sure one team is better than the other one, but they are really giving all they have right now. It's really nice to see. Look at that. All those sails just... Let's try and have a top view. So General Pa got out of the way, which is a really good good thing for Brits. Though I would probably worry a bit if I was BT, because if they don't sink General Pa at some point, General Pa has the same amount of cannon. He can be at 5% health, 5% armor, sorry, or at 100%, he'll still be able to ditch the same amount of damage. So It's at some point, if you know, they want to get the upper hand, they will have to sink a ship. And on the other side, Brits have to maintain all their ships afloat as long as they can. They are in really, they are really in good shape. See, Sir Henry de Montfort is almost full life, and Augustus is okay. As BT's bell pools are way lower health. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be difficult here. What Brits could do, I'm not saying that's what they have to do, I'm just saying that's one of the tactics they may use, is forcing BT to overcommit on General Pa. He's low health, so when you're in the action like that, you could just, overcommit and take too many risks to take him down, but he still has a repair, if I'm not wrong. I'm not totally sure, but I think he has. And the Trincomalee is a fast ship, so... And Henry de Montfort repaired his front sail. Alchemist is turning to get on his good side, and he's in the wind. Almost. He's almost in the wind. He decided he didn't want to attack, and he went back. Yeah, keep in mind this surprise is fitted with longs, and this Trincomalee is fitted with longs too. So yeah, that's interesting, because in fact General Pa will still be able to hit on long range, even if he's out of the range of those two bell pools. And he has heavier guns than this surprise, way heavier guns. If I'm not wrong, Trincomalee's guns are 18 pounders on the main deck, probably 6 pounders on the top deck, I would say. I'm not totally sure about that. So yeah, those 18 pounders will penetrate a surprise and probably a bell pool at quite some range. And Hadar started repairing, and he turns away from this Cerberus, and the Essex is following too. So yeah, that could be a good opportunity for those two bell pools to try and go for General Pa and prevent him from continuing his repairs. Though, yeah, they would take some risks here, but a surprise may kite an Essex and a Cerberus pretty well if it goes upwind, in fact. As a Trincomalee will probably not outrun two bell pools. She could. A Trincomalee is theoretically faster, I think. Slightly faster if it has his its best wind, meaning around 135, something like that. Problem is, bell pools are, they can navigate between 90 degrees and 180, pretty good. So yeah, that's... And yeah, they turned back. They realized that they were gonna run for long, and they decided to turn back. General Pa did quite a good maneuver here, and managed to gather with his mates. So let's have a look now. General Pa used his repair, sorry. Augustus did not, and Henry did not. So Henry is in really good shape, and that's gonna be a real problem for those BTs, as a full health Essex is quite a strong ship. I'm not saying others are not, but in fact it's the most resilient ship in this battle at the moment. And Alchemist loses his front sail. I think he repaired at the start, or was it Grigorash? Maybe that was Grigorash, so maybe he can still repair. Wait and see. Yeah, taking this Essex was a pretty good move. Brits may have anticipated BT to take those Belpools, and it's are those chains? I think they are. I think he just fired a full chain broadside here on General Pa. So yeah, so best thing to do, in my opinion, when you're a Belpool and you're fighting a Trincomalee, is just sticking to the Trincomalee, and you're so low, you won't get hit by the entire top deck, and maybe even some guns on the main deck. So that's a really good thing to do when you're a Belpool against Trincomalee. Problem is, Essex are lower on the water. Look at that. See? Cannons are way lower than the Trink, which can heal. The Trink can heal a lot, but I mean really a lot. I'll show you just in a minute when it starts healing. So yeah, guns may be very high and may have a hard time hitting close targets, especially flat targets like Belpools. Yeah, the Essex is probably, again, that's only my opinion, okay? So but it's probably better suited to get up against a Belpool. Okay, so the surprise has healed, has repaired, sorry, and the entire Brits are going for Grigorash. I would not feel comfortable if I was him. He can't really decide to completely outrun the Brits. They still have General Pa in his Trincomalee, which has chaser guns and long guns, so he will be able to destroy, and he is destroying those sails. Those sails were at 95% just a minute ago. The Trincomalee has 4 front chasers. So yeah, he's General Pa, I think, is talking about the running rule, as indeed Grigorash is running away. So at some point, if he continues running away, well, he'll have to turn back. Thing is, they have ships fighting behind, so I don't see any problem at the moment. Grigorash is just trying to save his ship because he's heavily focused. A bit like General Pa did some minutes ago. Well, to be honest, General Pa came back in the fight to get to his comrades. So, yeah. I like seeing many tactics, in fact. So I'm not very keen on intervening too early. I often intervene if people are really running away and nothing is possible, and they're definitely not, you know, playing. At the moment, if he continues fleeing or kiting, whatever, at some point he'll leave his two friends alone. So Brits have still an advantage here, and it's sufficient for me. As long as people are kiting to be able to achieve something, it's kiting. Once you just run and everybody runs just for the sake of running and keeping his ship for all of them, then it starts being fleeing. It's sometimes complicated to enforce rules, make rules, because you need to give as much liberty to people, to not, you know, not making it too if you make too much rules, people have to, well, they'll all play the same and react the same in the same situations, which is not what you want to do. You want to be able to well, you want people to get different tactics going. You want the best tactics to win. And yeah, so we need to make rules. We made those rules, those running rules, because matches were 45 minutes, and we needed to, well, force a minimum people to fight. However, as the matches take more time now, well, you know, people have more time to express themselves, use what they have, use it the way they want, as long, again, as it's not against the general purpose of the match. Meaning, if you run just to run and save all your ship and go for a tie, it's, you know, doesn't make that much sense. If you're saving your ship so that your friends kick the other one's ass, then it's fine. And those ships just... oh, this would be a... I'm missing someone. Oh, there it is. And I probably forgot to tell you guys, I'm sorry for all the moving. I'm not a streamer. I'm streaming just so we have an English stream, though you could and you should, in fact, have a look at Game Over's stream, which is probably way better than mine, as he likes and enjoys streaming. He does that a lot, if I'm not wrong. Everything's on the tournament page, tournament live streaming page, the Russian link and this link. So if you're not scared of Russian people, and if you enjoy hearing them speak this beautiful language, well, hop by and then say hello to Game Over. So it's a 2-on-1, 2-on-1 fight here. Alchemist is maybe gonna try and make as maximum damage as he can, while his two friends are running after General Pa, which is getting his sails down to be able to hit Griborash, sorry. So that's, yeah, if you get your sails down on battle sails, you heal less, and you'll be able to hit more guns on this Belpool. And you see, the Belpool came on the side that was healing the most. So let's continue and have a look over here. Alchemist is in really bad shape. I wonder if he's repairing. No, he's not. He may have repaired. Oh, and something that could be interesting is that I don't know if you followed a bit the action on the forums, all the talking. It seems ships like Essex, if they're equipped with the right fitting, meaning planking, stiffness, extra pump, pump inventor, and such perks and upgrades, and if it's in live oak, it will most probably last very long, even if one broadside is completely destroyed. It can last really, really long. The Essex is able to do that. Sorry, I don't know if I said it. This Belpool is sinking pretty fast. The Trincomalee, however, sinks very fast. So yeah, that what Henry and Augustus just did, they just got Alchemist very low health and left him behind, and just, you know, they knew and they saw he was sinking. There was nothing to do, so they just leave him behind and let him sink. That way they're out of range of his guns and he can't benefit from, you know. The first kill is probably gonna go for BRITS in a few seconds. And there we go. BT loses a Belpool and BRITS takes the lead. Nothing is played, however.
Llewellyn Jones RN joined your channel lobby I on the server. Sound muted.
Oops. And battle timer. That's a bad time for this. Okay, so General Pa is out of health. It's probably gonna sink very few seconds. Meanwhile, those two ships are probably... Oh, that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to get back in. Sorry for that. Again, remember, if you want to see the other stream, you're welcome to do so. There we go. Let's go back to the fight and let's just hope nothing dramatic happened while I wasn't here. Okay, so let's see. So Henry got behind the rest of the Brits. The rest of the Brits are going after Griborash, which is starting to run for his life. BT is in a bad situation here, and at some point he's probably waiting for General Pa to just sink, even though if that happens, he'll still have to deal with Sir Henry and Augustus, as there is still 23 minutes, which is a long time, a very long time. It's gonna be very complicated for Griborash at that point. And this Trincomalee is well, is surviving quite a lot, even though it has one broadside missing. So if this Trincomalee goes down, that means Brits will only have carronade loadouts left. And no problem, Llewellyn. I just cut the sound just just in case, because I wasn't streaming, so you never know. And General Pa is down, so for the time being, BT just got the lead back, though they are in a really bad position here. To be honest, I really like BT. They are really friendly guys, but I'm not sure they will be able to get out of this nasty position here. Those Brits, which are in fact from Great Britain, well, the nation, are quite healthy. They got him stuck in, pretty much. And they still have 20 minutes. So he can run all he wants. At some point, he'll probably sink. He won't be able to, you know, play the time here. So Augustus is on his bad broadside, though he still has, well, he's pretty healthy. I'm not totally sure, but I think he hasn't repaired yet, so that's a lot of health to put down. And Sir Henry de Montfort is just has an insane amount of armor. It's gonna be very, very hard for those Belpools to get him. Though they could play with his front mass down, they could try and kite him, but they will need to get him down. They can't just kite him all the way without doing anything. If that's not an option. They will have to do damage. But for that, this Belpool needs to survive. Because I'm telling you, this surprise with those longs or mediums, I'm not sure, will definitely not be able to match a carronade fitted Essex. Size is not all. I mean, in this game. For the rest, you will be judge. But you can really often in open world see ships such as Surprise take on a small ship of the line, maybe even a big ship of the line if it's a good captain. But the problem when you're a Surprise and facing an Essex is the Essex is not big enough to really have a big downsides on his maneuverability. So he has enough maneuverability to well, to get in position and fire at you pretty often, and you don't have enough toughness and enough firepower to overcome that weakness, especially if you're fighting multiple versus multiple ships. The big difference when you're 1v1 and multiple versus multiple is that when you're multiple ships, even if you're not able to get to fire your broadside at someone that's very agile, and there goes Grigorache, the second Belpool. So this is probably gonna be the end for BT and the qualification for Brits. So yeah, playing multiple versus multiple will enable you, even if you're not able to shoot at the adversary, someone else will. So you are able to push the other ship to be in a position that your mates will be able to fire at him. So you can't just stay on his tail and dodge the guy all the way. If he's good, or if he knows what he's doing, he'll be able to put you in the other in his mate's line of fire. So maybe a Surprise versus an X6 could be done with good captains, but not if this Cerberus is able to help the Essex. Okay, so well, we're looking at the end of this match probably. Maybe we could talk really fast about what's going to happen now. We're gonna move on to final stage, meaning I don't know if you say it that way in English. In French, it's a huitième de finale, so it's eight finals, fourth finals, semi-finals, and finals. We're gonna move in that stage. Who's gonna be against who? That's easy. First of each groups will get up against seconds of other groups. In that way, it's a World Cup model. In fact, it's the same model exactly as the World Cup. So Group A first will go up against Group B second, Group C first versus Group D second, etc., etc., etc. That means that no one from the same group will be will get up against, and there goes the last BT. Hadar just sunk, so that's a victory.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
Sorry for that. That's a victory for BRITS. So let's announce that. And yeah, final score is so the S6 at 200, 300. No, what am I saying? 200 for BT and 500 for BRITS. So it doesn't matter anymore because, in fact, well, group stage is over. BRITS qualify. And yeah, that was a really good fight. Love both teams. I would have been happy anyway, so let's just leave so they can leave the battle. Yes, so they can leave. So yeah, as I was saying, let's do that live. We're gonna update the challenge live just now, so we will move on to final stage and BT versus BRITS. So BRITS win with 500. Oops, 5,000. That's not it. And they sunk a Trincomalee, so 200. Submit score. And the group stage. There we go. So there you have it. You can log in right now to the challenge and you'll see teams' adversaries. So let's do a brief sum up. TDA versus TDA Team 1 versus SLRN Team 1, DAS Team 2 versus Ocean Team 1, LG Team 1 versus DAS Team 1, Rubly Team 1 versus PODW Team 1, MRF Team 1 versus RDNN Team 1, BRITS Team 1. So the Brits we just saw fighting are going to go against RDNN Team 2, SLRN Team 2 versus Rubly Team 2, and finally WO Team 1 versus Ugly Team 1, which is probably gonna happen tonight. And normally, if we manage to do that, 2 hours. So it will be the opening match of the second phase, the second stage, the final stage of this tournament. Thank you all for watching, and I'll probably see you later tonight. I wonder if Dumpert or Neo is gonna stream, and I'm gonna judge. Bye bye.